decided, okay, well, these kids need to learn how to freaking swim. Nobody wants to spend all that money on landscaping and hardscaping to have a damn fence around a pool. So, I mean, people feel like they have these alternative solutions to avoid what we all should be learning how to do. I mean, look at Hurricane Katrina, for example. There were people inland that, probably really didn't ever go to the beach or really didn't have pools or any of those things.
But it has to do with swimming when you're swimming with live wires and it's like that's
No, I get what you're saying, and I agree with you. What I'm saying is it just gives you one more competitive edge in that fighting chance, knowing how to swim.
It doesn't, because like I said, when you drop, you have to remember stamina, right? If you put someone in the middle of the ocean, their chances of making it out are low. I don't care if it's Michael Phelps. How long can he swim?
I think the average person can tread water for 2 to 3 hours, and then muscle fatigue sets in, they're done.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're talking about a standing, in Katrina, that water was standing for days, weeks. You don't have that much of a fighting chance.
No, I get it, Jesse, and I do agree with you. But what I'm saying is for people who have it in them, right, who are able to tread that water, grab onto something, knowing how to swim is going to help you. Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
How could it not?
Okay, so swimming in the desert. If you live in the desert, it's swimming a skill you should have.
Yes.
Okay.
Deserts have monsoons too.
Well, I just think most people can't swim, whether they're black, white, or Spanish. But I do think most people can save themselves out of a body of water.
Yeah, and see, you don't always just stay in the desert. Like, you know what I mean? Like, think about, kids that went to school in Arizona. They take their senior trip, right? They go to Hawaii, someplace with a body of water. Somebody gets too drunk, falls off a boat. You see what I'm saying? You have a whole boat full of a bunch of Arizona kids that can't swim. They can't offer any type of assistance to their said friend. So, I mean, even situations like that, people should always just know how to swim.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, that's what happened in Jamaica. There's some inner city kids who had never been to the sea, and they took a ride down to Bob Marley Beach, and they got so excited when they saw the ocean that they ran off the bus before they'd even properly stopped. We almost had 4 of them drown at once because they were totally inexperienced and thought they could manage it. The Rastas got in there. They saved 3 of them. 1, they couldn't find him. They pulled his body out and handed him dead to his mother right there. The bus wasn't even there 2 minutes. And I had to put in a rule with them and say, look, the next time you see a bus come here, you all need to go and block the door. Find out who can swim and who can't swim, and make sure you supervise the non-swimmers. Just don't let them run into the water.
Well, that's another thing, Richard.
Because they have no experience.
That's another thing. Some people, I'm in a travel group, and some people were telling us, they were saying that they were, you guys do the tour trips in the river and all that. All that.
Are you talking about Dunn's River Falls?
I don't know what it is.
But there are various water bodies.
Ass play on these women, and and so, and they're having a good time. Men up there pretty much molesting their ass. Anywho,
the massage stuff,
they said something about some of the trips that were going on, the excursions.
That's right.
They were not told about the dangers in some things until afterwards, and they went, "Oh, now there's such and such dangers." Y'all not good at directions or giving out instructions. I don't know what it is.
But some of the places, right, they should have been warning people.
Okay, I'm going to be arrested today. Because I didn't change it. Because everyone is complaining I change my name all the time.
So what does it stand for?
She's like radical feminist.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so they call her Hitler because she's very radical and authoritarian. Always going after men, in terms of fighting them. I mean, she's not the anti-Semite, by the way. They just call her like that.
She used to be, but she changed in the last 6 years. She was on Twitter for since 2008.
She used to be anti-Semite?
Yeah. She used to be a neo-reactionary right dissident, and.
I didn't know that. I thought she was pretty rational.
No, that was 10 years ago, though. That was 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but I love her man bashing posts. they're searing. Like, it's, you read some of the posts and you're like, yeah, holy crap. Like, she has some deep autistic insight on men.
Yes. I mean, I don't agree with her though. Like, I don't agree with everything, but I just find it funny just to be RFH. Somebody came in the room and he was like, "Is this the real RFH? Oh my gosh!" I was on mute, and people said, "No, that's Abby." I was like, "Oh my gosh, shut up!" But yeah, I changed my profile because I was going after some men that day, so I became RFH.
Yeah, there's this one post of hers that she was like going against like stay-at-home moms, and I was like, oh my goodness, like it really like struck my soul. It was like, I was like, wow, that's how I treat my mom. Like she knows way too much. Yeah, it's crazy.
Wait, I'm confused. Why didn't Q? I thought you would know her. She's not as popular as I thought she was.
No, I never came across her on Twitter.
She's everywhere in my feed.
Yeah, she deactivated her account after, you know, that one woman that was inspired by her rhetoric.
That turned out to be false, though.
Oh, yeah, but like, you know, still everyone piled onto her, so she had a reason to deactivate her account.
Yes, that was funny. She actually deactivated it. She, I think, recently is active again. She was in a Twitter space about this Beardson. You probably know him as well now.
He's the guy with like the really patchy beard, like rosy cheeks. Yeah, he's
but
claiming.
That's a filter, by the way. He doesn't look. He
did that on purpose.
Yes.
And he's also married as well, even though he calls himself an incel.
He's married?
Yeah, he's married.
Oh, I thought. Okay, interesting. Damn, everyone is fake these days. Like. What is that loud to RFNFH? He actually made a fucking title about me. The Radical Feminist Hitler Podcasts. It's Radical Femme, by the way, not feminist. Radical Femme Hitler. RFH. N-word, F-word, okay. Let me pin her profile. So you can pin it in the other room also. Where is it? There it is.
So, do you think John is serious about the whole Galilean princess situation? He really wants to make babies with her?
I think he thinks she's hot, but I don't think they're a good match. Although, maybe he can, do the Diego trick on her. For the bachelors. Hey, there you go. I put the profile in the above. You can have a visit loud, Sue. I can't get dandruff. That's funny.
I need to start a Diego and Diogenes version.
You have a wife already.
I know, but if anyone, I'm the most likely to be polygamous of anyone.
Huh?
So I'm the most likely to be polygamous.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, that's the funny part. You should have been, and you're not. And then they are.
I think people who are polygamous smell like hot dog water.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's the sort of vibes that I get.
Patchouli oil.
Yeah, patchouli oil. Yeah, definitely. I can sort of see that scent emanating from them.
But if you had a farm and you had hot dog water, you'd still give that hot dog water to your pigs to drink.
Did you see the profile, Edmund?
No, I'm over here relaxing. I'm not doing any.
She's a doctor, just like me.
who-
I'm Dr. 2B.
Who is?
The RFH.
Oh, I see.
Like a Joe Biden doctor or a real doctor?
Joe Biden doctor.
I thought you meant Galilean Princess was a doctor. I was like, no way.
No. I think she can be smart, but I think she's way too occupied with this Israel-Palestine thing. If she only focused, I think she's pretty smart. Like, she can speak multiple languages, I think 7 in total. And she learns very quick.
Well, she's got a face full of Botox, so I don't know how quick
That's
she
not
is.
Botox. I think that's her. I don't think she does Botox.
It's
I
filler.
think that's just her natural lips.
Oh, okay. Go to the gym, fatty. It's called filler.
How do you know it's a filler?
Because I know what real lips look like, and I know what filled lips look like. I've kissed filled lips. I've sucked on filled lips. I know what they feel like. They're disgusting. And when a
You can taste the microplastics
Well,
coming
people
inside
said
of
I have fake ones. I have real ones. I don't have money for fake lips.
well, the point is when a woman starts modifying her body and her face doesn't move anymore, and you can't actually gauge nonverbal communication because their faces have become like plaster, you know, plaster of Paris. I mean, then you're just like, okay, I'm gonna turn you back in. I'm gonna return you back to the shop, and I'm gonna go back out and see if somebody's faces moves anymore. You know, because if somebody's fucking with their face, that means that they haven't developed their psychology to know that going to the gym and eating right and
Oh my
getting some
gosh.
sunshine is what makes somebody look beautiful, not putting microplastics and fat in their face. And now you look like you were created out of a laboratory as opposed to being a natural, beautiful woman. Big difference.
or like the
Yeah, but-
Haagen-Dazs twins.
Did you see that famous plastic surgeon woman just recently died? I mean, when you see what people go through and how fucked up their brains are and how stupid they are, and so they end up looking like monsters. I mean, it's tragic, you know, and they're rich. They're rich. They didn't figure out how to enjoy their money. Instead, Dr. Schwartzman, their local plastic surgeon, said, "Come on in, Mrs. Bronfman. We're going to make you
Yeah, but
look
it's
amazing."
very, if they are like, especially in California, it's so easy to fall into that trap.
Not really. Well, you have to
No,
be
it is,
godless.
especially with like social media. No, you like not even a long time ago. It was like everyone was promoting BBLs and
Yeah, I know. It was
lip
very,
fillers.
very big. Yeah.
It's really, really difficult.
Botox
Like,
is
I
still
never did
huge.
anything.
Botox is huge. The dentist that I went out with recently,
Yeah, I know.
she wasn't just doing dental surgery. She was doing Botox. She was doing all kinds of beauty enhancement treatments which leave you disfigured. Even permanent face tattoo makeup is. How the fuck are you gonna put tattoos
I
on
agree.
your face? Are you that fucking disgusting musician?
It's like a short-term solution. They don't think about the long-term consequences.
It's because they're not getting their dopamine. Their fat asses are not in the gym. They're not on Clown House getting
They
their
are.
talk.
Like,
No,
for example,
they're in the chair
Angel-
getting procedures
Hold on.
done for their
Angel goes to the
dopamine.
gym. Angel goes to the gym.
But isn't her face all modified?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They do go to the gym in the end of the day. But it's just the thing is like you can always get prettier if you do this, if you do that. You have to stay young, and therefore you need to do Botox. It's like
Dis
constantly
and dat
picking on-
and udder are not in the English language.
I know, but you have to learn Dutch for me.
Think about that.
Yeah, it's time to learn Dutch.
Anyways, I just like
Hey,
getting
I'm
my
here, the
dopamine.
radical feminist Hitler, yeah.
I like getting my dopamine by talking about women's modified faces. Is that not the ultimate hypocrite of dopamine?
Yeah, it
Generation.
is. But it's okay. We are all hypocrites.
It's true, and we're getting to the top of the hour.
Did you say happy birthday to Zemini?
Happy birthday, Chris. I know you're
Hey,
gonna.
happy birthday, John.
I know you're gonna be a big success on YouTube. You're killing it.
Oh, dude, I've only gotten 28 views in the last month, so that's not.
And you're not gonna be successful.
Well, why don't you do what Hampton Spears does? You know, I mean, because technically you are doing what Hampton Spears does, but you're just streaming the
I'm
long
not
form.
a raging, flaming homosexual.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
you know, I can't capture that zeitgeist.
Ni hao, ni hao. Ni hao, ni hao.
That's like a Chinese signal for somebody like request. That's like a perfect
Yeah, that was
like.
for you, Laozu. That was for you, bro. That was for you.
That's like the submarine, beeping. That's like technically, you know what black people are doing when their smoke detectors go off? That's it's a homing beacon. It's no different than ni hao.
And you gotta be a fucking stand-up comedian, bro. What the fuck? That was funny.
He's a self-actualization comedian.
Yes, he is. He needs to go on a stage, bro. I guarantee they will not throw tomatoes.
I'm already doing it. I'm live streaming now on YouTube at this very moment, and these live streams have been getting hundreds and hundreds of views. So if you look at this as being the stage, because like going to an actual theater is pretty much, even if I were to go on an actual stage in a theater, I would still set up my cell phones and live stream the whole thing. And then hopefully you would have an audience.
Fucking legend. Greatest white man on earth. Laozu is the greatest white man on earth.
Did you hear that, Abby? He said earth.
That's the truth of the earth.
He's the greatest. He's funny.
That's why.
He's wise, and he can argue with Muslims. There's not a better white man. There's not a better white man on earth.
They call me Sir Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh man.
I was gonna ask you about the truth of the earth.
Think about that.
Well, let's think about it. What is truth to you?
Well, the truth of the earth is that earth is spelled with E-A-R. Those are the first three letters of earth. So
Ear.
exactly. Ear. So listening is the secret. And that's how you access, meditation is by listening.
That is 100%
Genius.
true.
Genius. Listen to this genius just talk. I just got 10% smarter. Oh my gosh.
But you're still not listening.
Exactly.
I got 10% smarter though.
Okay, now think about this. If you look at the word breathing, it's not bereaving, it's breathing. And when you're breathing and you're listening to the truth of the earth, you're using your ear and your nose.
Oh my gosh.
And a nose is like a bell. Ding!
And your nose knows.
If you want to know, you got to use your nose. That's what every good Kabbalist says. A good Kabbalist thinks with his nose.
The more you knows.
The more
Is that why I smell pussy all the time?
No, that's because you have smegma and you don't shower.
Ew.
I mean, like, I smell like women's vaginas in my nose, and it's because of, like, I'm spiritually connected to a lot of women in my life, and they just, like, put their vagina in my face.
Oh,
So I'm like,
yeah.
stop, please.
So wait, I want everybody to know that King David yesterday admitted that he's an N-word, Sal.
Yes, I'm a virgin. I'm a virgin black man. I know it's like they don't exist. They don't exist in my race of people.
This is a unicorn, Abby. Are you serious? This guy's like one in a million.
I'm technically a unicorn.
When he turned, I know his mom's gonna.
He's an
I'm
N-word
21.
cell
I'm
unicorn.
21. I'm past
Why didn't your mom buy you a prostitute then?
No. What the fuck? So I can get an STD?
My
Did
black
y'all just hear what this woman just said to me?
Yeah.
Are you European?
Shut up.
That's what Europeans say. That's some shit. You're from Belgium, aren't you?
Wait,
German Belgium.
King David N-word cell.
Yeah, I fucking knew it. I knew it. You're European.
Do you go to the gym, King David?
Y'all are so like addicted to sex. It's not even funny. Jeez. Bro.
King David, do you go to the gym?
Yeah, I'm actually running 6 miles today.
Holy shit! You hear
Okay,
that,
let's go.
Abby?
Yeah, I have a lot of testosterone, man. You can hear it in my voice.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Can hear us
I'm
talking.
not fucking prostitutes. Thank you very much.
So wait, King David,
hold
do
on,
you want
let
to?
me explain what I mean by that. Is my black friends once told me that, and whenever a man turns 18, the mom buys them a prostitute.
No, that only happens in Europe.
It's not a European man, black man.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, the fuck it
It's
is.
from Suriname.
No, that's from Europe.
Yeah,
that's
it
what
is
the Germans.
from
That's what the Germans did when they did crystal meth.
Belgians are not Germans.
Nah, technically you are because you have the same color flag. Y'all technically are. All y'all are the fucking same. Y'all all white. So you can't say you're not German.
Well,
Germany
you're all
was literally,
black.
Germany was literally controlling your
you're just
whole
proving
fucking
my point.
country.
You're
How
all
dare you
black.
say you're not German? You are German and you sound like a German.
You're all black.
Okay, cool. I'm dominant. I have the superior genes.
Okay, so why didn't your mom buy you a prostitute when you were 18?
Because I don't fucking need them. Because I know how to control my fucking self. I'm not a sex addict like you, woman. The fuck up. Fucking sex addict. What's wrong with you, woman?
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
Where's your husband at? Where are your kids at? Oh,
On
never mind.
Clubhouse?
Oh, never mind.
On Clubhouse?
Never mind. You're never gonna have any because you're a strong, independent woman, right? Yeah.
My husband's on Clubhouse?
Yeah, of course he's on Clubhouse.
King David, you haven't met Diogany Spooner, but
Anyways.
if
Yeah, you
Diogany's,
have to meet him.
yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Tell him that he needs to make you cook. Okay? You need
He
to start
doesn't need
cooking.
to tell me. I will do it for him.
What do you cook?
Cornbread.
Trash. Disgusting. Anyways, up your cooking skills. Get a little better at cooking. He'll love you more.
Right. He likes cornbread though.
That's disgusting.
And casserole
Disgusting.
with Fiji water next to it.
Disgusting.
Back at the end, bro.
Watch out, bro.
Bro, check it.
I'll kill you, nigga. Fuck. I'll kill you, nigga. Pussy. I'll kill your bitch ass.
Good, bad, or indifferent, when you're in your other rooms, please say, did you hear what Uncle Steve is doing and said? Alfonso, last but not least, our fearless founder, would you like to say goodbye?
Yeah, thanks again. I've been really tired because I went to bed late last night, but I wanted to comment on something that was brought up, which was the beginning of the room. And I wanted to read some passages earlier, but I didn't have the time, the energy. But if anybody is interested, you can go into chapter 3, I believe, of the God Delusion. Give me 1 second. Yeah, chapter 3. There's a section in chapter 3 called The Argument from Admire Religious Scientists, which was something that was being brought up by this gentleman earlier. And it starts off with a quote that says, "The immense majority of intellectually eminent men disbelieve in Christian religion, but they conceal the fact in public because they are afraid of losing their incomes." And this is a quote of Bertrand Russell that Richard Dawkins starts this section with. The section that says the argument from a religious scientist, and he goes on to expand on whether scientists are actually mostly religious or not. And there's a lot of information there, of studies that are being conducted, and it seems that the majority of the scientific community is non-believing, or at least does not believe in the Christian God. So I just wanted to say that before I left. But thank you so much for the room, and I'll see everyone very soon.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. With that, we are done. Great day today. Great 3 hours. My best to you and your families for a great remainder of your weekend. Be careful on the clubhouse streets. I'll be back next Saturday with Ask Uncle Steve. And next Sunday with Ask the Atheist. And we'll close with this. The past hour or so, we've been talking about United States government, money, investing, cryptocurrency, the dollar. And, I've played it before. And I'm going to play it now. And quite simply, the world is a business. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Mr. Bill.
You have meddled with the primal forces of nature, Mr. Bill, and I won't have it. Is that clear? You think you merely stopped a business deal? That is not the case. The Arabs have taken billions of dollars out of this country, and now they must put it back. It is ebb and flow, tidal gravity. It is ecological balance. You are an old man who thinks in terms of nations and peoples. There are no nations. There are no peoples. There are no Russians. There are no Arabs. There are no third worlds. There is no West. There is only one holistic system of systems. One vast and immane, interwoven, interacting, multivariate, multinational dominion of dollars. Petrodollars, electrodollars, multi-dollars, Reichmarks, rings, rubles, pounds, and shekels. It is the international system of currency which determines the totality of life on this planet. That is the natural order of things today.
I'd be asleep, to be honest.
So all of you have night jobs? You just do things at night?
I go to work in the evening. I work from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. today.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So is this the place where I can find wisdom?
I'm about to get dressed soon, actually. Need to jump in the shower and get ready.
All right. Have a great day working.
Thank you. I feel like I want to mate. I'm trying to see.
Or should I be like Solomon and
so
have a
cute.
dream with God and plead for wisdom?
I think somebody called you Dad, Jindu. It's adorable.
Yes, that's one of my kids.
That's so sweet. She said Dad the way I say Dad.
Yeah.
I love my dad. You could tell she loves you.
Yeah, she does.
My
I can just tell in the way that she said it.
Are you on Vegas?
It's like unconditional love. That's the only unconditional love you get in your life.
That, people tell my dad that. Like, my dad loves me so much. I love my dad so much. I'm such a daddy's girl. And the way that she said it, the pitch that she said it, I know. She's crazy about you. You're crazy about her. That's great.
You should listen to them. They want something from you, of course.
Jindib, you made it hard for
This
them.
is called Section 8 Project Housing Authority.
Hey, LeBron ain't got no mind though, Lo. He'll take your shit.
Who going crazy like that?
Me?
Man, Sigma boy, Sigma boy, Sigma boy.
This is some real low
So,
intelligence.
bro, that's why I don't really like joining this room no more. Y'all get the.
These are
Y'all
Americans.
too damn old to be doing this shit, cuz.
Sigma boy, Sigma boy.
My boy, Sigma boy.
Hey, them Sigma boys.
Damn, somebody got a smoke detector
Fuck
going.
them. Who them is?
Doop, doop.
The boys are here to come get you, Trey.
Yeah, boy. Hey.
Man, who that is?
I wouldn't fuck with that. I wouldn't fuck with that. And don't fuck with that. And they got 40 million views.
Hey, what y'all got new members in this or something?
Ain't got no views on YouTube.
He right there. His name Ira.
What you trying to get on your trail?
Man, I
Okay. This has been the Radical Feminist H Word podcast. This is RFH.
U.S.
So why did you not use that language, kids? Those weren't kids. Those were adults. They weren't kids. They were adults. No, they weren't teenagers. They're adults.
They were innocent civilians and killing them.
They were innocent civilians. Some of them were IDF soldiers. So they weren't all innocent. It doesn't matter.
He was part of the toxic menace.
When you're doing an occupation, you're wrong. They are part of the military branch of Israel, and they are a target. You're wrong.
Okay, really, the question should be: why would there?
Then your life is worth nothing.
Well, the Israelis are terrorists to me, so.
Well, then you should be
hold on, guys.
for having
The question is, why would
supporting
there
the Nazis.
Well, you guys are the Nazis to me. I believe that you guys are the Nazis.
Well, you are brainwashed and delusional.
I believe Israelis are brainwashed.
All right, resistance and Mike.
We'll be there.
You seen Edward? You seen what the UFC fighter said, right? He did his podcast and he said about Nazi the Germans.
Who?
It's all over the place. The MMA fighter.
Oh,
He got a lot of backlash for saying that Hitler was a good person and that the Jews were not 6 million killed in the Holocaust.
Well,
So went viral the other day.
I just can't believe that Hitler was the person.
I just want to make the point.
I could believe that things that he was doing to rid the certain things he was trying to get rid out of Germany at the time were good, like the transsexuals and the homosexuality that the Zionists were trying to bring into the country. Yeah, I do think that was good what he did.
Can we go back to the issue? Can we go back to the issue at hand? And so the point is that if 44,000 U.S. citizens died on a particular day, mostly people under the age of 30, in a surprise attack, say came to the southern border. Say they come to the southern border and God forbid something happened. Let's say people came through the southern border and they were terrorists and they came over and they killed a bunch of kids on the college campus. 44,000 people died. Terrible. The worst day in American history, right? You're telling me
The equivalent of 2,600 people would have been kidnapped.
Wait. You're telling me that the entire government would not be investigated and people will be accused of treason, that there will be a complete shutdown, that there will be an investigation. Of course there will be military action.
I think there are investigations happening in Israel about this. Aren't there? I mean, I've heard
They will come. They haven't started in earnest.
Yeah, but the problem once again with the basis of how he words these things don't make sense to me, because once again they make it seem like some strangers from a different land just came and attacked Israel. No. Israel has these people under an occupation and brutalizing them and killing them, stealing their land, starving them. That is totally different. That's not the same as someone just coming and attacking innocent people. Yeah, they are. They had a blockade on Gaza. Yeah, they were.
International human rights law says everyone has the right to resist, but they have to target military personnel only. They cannot.
And they did. A lot of those people in that festival were IDF soldiers.
Well, either way, the point is just saying at the end of the day, regardless of what anybody wants to accept, Israel post October 7th is in a more powerful, dominant position. In fact, the most dominant and most powerful it's ever been in its 80 years.
Okay, that's delusional, Black Rabbi. It is literally in its weakest position in its history.
How do you figure that?
Geopolitically, I mean, they're considered like a Zionist state. Their economy, world opinion. Geopolitically, I mean, like in the UN, more countries now recognize the state of Palestine and the UN General Assembly.
Yeah, but that's not.
You can have sympathy for Hamas, which is unbelievable.
You know, Edward. The thing is like, when they had slaves on the plantation, right? What they would do is that they would take, like, say, an animal, a pig, right, and they would take his intestines, right, the part that the white people would never eat the intestines, and they would give it to the black people and the black slaves. And what they would do with those intestines, they would take it and put like salts and spices and this, and they would fry it and pull all these extra stuff around it, and those became known as like chitlins and these types of things, right? So, and it's like a real dish that people still eat today, right?
Yeah, I know.
Places.
Yeah.
And so it's like the Palestinians have been given these these chitlins, right? And they just keep eating from them and eating from them and eating from them.
I have no idea what you're saying.
What do you mean?
We don't even eat pork.
Almost 40,000 children just died. How are Palestinians in a better place? You didn't even mention that.
No.
Because you're looking at the present, but you're not looking at the future Palestinian children.
Those 40,000 people would have died anyways.
Exactly.
What do you mean they would have died?
That's called a brutal occupation.
That's the word I've ever heard in my life.
No, listen. Your mentality is because Jews are performing in occupation, it must be clean and decent and honorable and professional, and that's not true.
They have been. What do you mean? They were kept. Rabbi, how many children died by October 6th in the West Bank? Do you know the number? This is October 6th. Of that same year. How many children were already killed? None. None. Zero. Yes. Zero. That is true. Most of those children that were killed were getting slaughtered because of throwing a rock.
It's wrong resistance.
No, it's not. It's actually.
They're not throwing rocks.
It's actually.
They have guns.
It's true. It's true.
They have bombs.
None were militant.
Wrong.
You have no data to substantiate that any of those children.
I can
No, you
provide
don't.
you an entire study.
No, show me. Bring it. Bring it on. Bring on this fake study.
Then what
Bring
are
it
you
on.
going to say? When I pull it out, then what are you going to say?
Mike, just
because I've done this like 25 times.
And you were wrong 25 times. Make it 26? You want to make it 26? You were wrong?
Yeah.
Mike, there was no resistance in the West Bank except in Jenin and Tulkarem. That's where the resistance was and is. The PA has also oppressed the Palestinian people where they couldn't do anything. There were no guns around. Nobody had any more guns. The PA went door to door and took them. But Israel, through the 2010s, continued its demolitions, its killings, arbitrary killings.
Are you trying to rationalize, justify terrorism?
I'm telling you,
that's what Israel does. That's the point. That's exactly what Israel does.
I'm saying what Israel has done is terrible, and there's a price to pay for it.
Hold on, Mike. If you're saying that's not what Israel does, explain to me. Hold on, Mike. Mike, hold on. Why did an Israel soldier 3 days ago shoot the 5-year-old boy in his back while he was standing in front of his porch? Explain it to me.
You got some kind of proof?
Yes, I'll show you the article. Yes. He was caught. He shot a 5-year-old boy in his back. Why? He was just standing on his porch. No rocks, no nothing, just standing there. Why? Explain it to me. Hold on, Mike. Explain it to me. If they're not terrorists.
This doesn't prove that Palestinians...
Because Palestinians are considered animals.
Just a red herring argument.
No, you people are just animals, my brother. Sorry to tell you.
No, I'm saying
the military force. The military force in Israel are animals.
Only one side has sought compromises of any kind. So it's the Palestinian side that is insisting on violence.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so when you're talking about Israel's position, right? I'm not speaking from this pro-Zionist activist online clubhouse. I'm just talking straight facts, right? I'm looking at this and I'm saying, okay, before October 7th, there was a Hezbollah military that had released close to 250,000 ballistic missiles, right? In the infrastructure. It's not true. It was
rockets and missiles. They didn't have ballistic. They didn't have 250,000 ballistic missiles.
No, I mean not ballistic. I apologize. The other ones. What are they called?
They had rocket-propelled grenades. They had short-range missiles. They had
drones.
They had cars. They had all sorts of stuff.
I just remove the word ballistic.
Okay, it's a bad word. I just want to make sure.
They had a couple ballistics because they shot them into Tel Aviv. They did.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Only the
Yemen guys did.
Only the Houthis did that.
Yeah. So anyways,
and Hezbollah shot ballistic missiles into Israel. You're wrong.
They did not. They used drones.
They did. Do you want to make a bet on that right now?
I don't know if they were. I don't.
Just put the link.
Ballistic.
That's what I thought. I will do that.
military
You're wrong.
shot
This is
missiles.
my point. This is my point. So this is Hezbollah that has 150 rockets, not ballistic missiles, and then they're non-factor, right? They're non-factor, right? Now you look over at Hamas.
I think that's also more hubris to think, and pro-Palestinians think this too.
Let me finish the point. So now you have a dismantled Hezbollah, and even now, right now in Gaza, American security forces are in Gaza right now. Hired, not U.S. hired security agencies are in Gaza right now. They're preparing to take these people out of there. You know what I'm saying? So that's a real thing. No one could imagine that they will literally be airlifting Gazans out of that region. We don't know if there's going to be all of them, right? But it's going to be
Black Rabbi. Nothing you're saying is true.
We not district
so
in Gaza right now.
There's some American security people in Gaza, maybe, I don't know, 50, 75.
That's not the point. That's not the point.
That is the point. No, wait a minute.
No, they're creating infrastructure for other Americans to come. They're going to have boots on the ground.
They're not creating infrastructure. They're sitting there doing nothing. They're observing. The Egyptians.
Anyway, I just want to keep on hearing it. The point is,
okay, no, wait. No. Anyway, you're not going to dismiss me when I'm calling you out on something. Either you're a man enough.
You're agreeing with me that American security forces.
No. I'm not.
You want to tell me, they're just there for no reason.
Listen. Let me push back on what you're saying. Either you can handle it or you can't. The forces, and they're not forces. They're there to
hire security forces.
They're there. Contractors. No, they're there because they can speak Arabic. They're retired veterans. They set up a company in Egypt. They're actually hired by Egypt, technically. America gave the money to Egypt, and so they're there. Egyptians are doing all the work. They're checking the cars that go to the north. That was part of the ceasefire agreement. And that's all they're doing.
Looting the aid. Today there's videos of Egyptians looting
aid. That's another propaganda. You can't loot aid. Hold on. You can't loot aid. Listen, the concept of people looting aid is ridiculous. You cannot loot aid when the aid is directly being given to them.
Either way,
it's impossible. That sounds so stupid.
I just want to finish the point.
You can't loot something that's being given to you.
Okay, I get it. Okay, so we could debate.
Okay, what is your objective here, Black Rabbi? What are you trying to say? You did say that they're being airlifted out of Gaza.
I don't want to get into semantics. The bottom line.
This isn't semantics. These are facts.
Okay, great. It's facts. What I'm saying to you is, bottom line is like this. There's American security agencies in Gaza. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Gaza. What are you talking about? And then you said that Hamas was dismantled. What are you talking about? Hamas was fully in place.
I posted the video of Egyptians looting aid.
They told me what
Egyptians are not looting aid in Gaza.
There's a fucking video of it, you goddamn liar.
You're insane. Why would Egyptians loot aid?
It's absolutely
It's not true. You sound like an idiot. You can't loot something that is being given to them. You cannot loot something that's being given. Makes sense.
Why don't you just look at facts?
And Mike, why don't you stop lying and look in the chat so I can prove to you wrong that Hezbollah did show a ballistic missile. Go in the chat so you can read. You're wrong. As you
cites all the different terror attacks in the West.
Okay, Mike. Okay, fine.
Once again, you guys are completely.
You were wrong, Mike. Mike, you were wrong. You're full of shit, and you eat it too.
Liars. You'll never win. You have no grasp of the truth.
All right, Mike. Let Rabbi finish. All right.
The Egyptians looted the Gazans' aid.
All right, Mike.
That shows you that's your Ummah. That's your Arab solidarity for you.
Mike, you already said it. Quiet, please. Go ahead.
Okay, so the point is, so this is a situation Hamas. We can debate how functional Hamas is or not. Okay, fine. But Hamas is not the Hamas on October 6th as they are today, right? And so now you go over to Syria, right? Syria, Assad just gets on a plane, during the month of Kislev, he leaves, boom, he's out. And then what happens in 48 hours? Over 300 installations are destroyed by Israel, right? There's no more Syrian military. So
please hurry up, Black Rabbi. You've been talking for a while. I want to respond.
Okay. Go. And there's been aggression on against Iran, direct aggression, which is unprecedented. So when you look at all those things combined, now you could talk about the fads and the trends that exist in American logic. Americans go to new trends, new passions. They have nothing invested in Palestine. They have nothing into it. They don't even know what's going on. They couldn't find guys on the map, right? But it did get a lot of attention. So did George Floyd, George Zimmerman, so did Trayvon Martin, so did Eric
Please, Rabbi, what is your point, please?
Okay, so my point is the same. How could you even think for a second that Israel's position in the world is not greater? And not only that, you see Netanyahu tomorrow is going to be with.
Finally, we got to your point.
I mean, come on.
Okay,
I'm just saying, it's like, what world am I living in? What world are you living in?
Okay. Let me answer your questions and let me set some of your facts straight here. First, Hamas is fully aggregated and they're ready for war. They're actually better off now because they have battle experience. They have operational experience. They are a cohesive force. They have worked together, so they're stronger now than they were on October 6th. That's not just for Hamas, but any military force that fights, it's going to be stronger. Two, when it comes to Hezbollah, now Palestinians or pro-Palestinians and pro-Israelis believe in this. This is where they do agree, and I disagree on this point. They believe that Hezbollah has been defeated. I think that is such a misdirection by Hezbollah, and it seems like everybody fell for it. And
it's because you're living in a delusional dream world.
Resistance Extra Post Nightlenko is unaware that they did that.
Sorry. Okay. Let me. So Hezbollah, they have so much weaponry.
Hezbollah fake
hundreds
out.
of meters underground and fortified bunkers that they have not used. Israel took out multiple mid-level people, assassinated them. But when that diagram has been shown, it looks like Hezbollah's leadership has been taken out. But what you don't see in that diagram is the 4 or 5 people on the left and the 4 or 5 people on the right of each of those people that have the same exact experience and seamlessly take over that particular position. Not to mention the redundancy that they have to begin with.
Edward also believes that Hamas will go away and stay in waiting to protect the new PA.
In war, Israel just took out the middlemen, and they took them out when they were not working as soldiers or as resistance fighters or as anything. They took them out when they were home or at the store, which is against international law, by the way.
It's good that you can't come up with a realistic assessment. Because you're trying to lie to yourself and pump it up and whatever.
Mike,
we can all see the outcome. We know that this isn't the case.